NBC27 Digital Now Center. This is Beyond the Forecast with your most accurate local meteorologists.
Well, we say good morning, everybody, and we are happy to be with you here as we move into this Tuesday morning, which some of you are waking up and dealing with frost out there in the car windshield, and we certainly want to tell you to cheer up about that because this afternoon it is going to be warmer, and we are going to be in business with maybe our last truly warm day, though, of the fall season. So you may need to scrape the windshield this morning. Maybe some of you just got to work and are watching me at your desk, or if you're just getting the kids ready for school and heading out the door, dress warmly because there is a chill in the air. James Crummell this morning complaining he had some frost, and certainly many of you will as well. It is a chilly start. This is a live look at the city of York. What a beautiful shot that is with lots of sunshine here. It is going to be a mild day. There's no doubt about that, with a few evening showers around as well. That's going to be the difference. We go from chilly and bright and sunny here early to a very warm afternoon and then to some evening showers ahead of a cold front. Behind this front, though, it is going to stay cool. We're talking about highs in the 50s for basically the rest of the week and into the weekend. It's going to be breezy as well, and 'tis the season for that as we transition seasons. Not much rain coming. We do have those showers tonight, but beyond that, I don't really see much more rain for the next 7 to 10 days as we take a look here at a beautiful fall landscape in Mannheim and the downtown. Again, it's chilly this morning, but it is going to warm up nicely thanks to that sunshine. And right now we are getting full sunshine here across the board. Now you will notice off to the west some showers in Ohio, and those showers are what are going to be headed toward us here later this evening. Here they come now. Pennsylvania still high and dry, and that has allowed temperatures to plummet down into the 30s. Look at the numbers this morning. Mannheim, speaking of, at 35 degrees. 38 in Elliotsburg, and now Hershey dipping to 38 as well. They were sitting at 40 for the longest time this morning. Lidditz also dipping into the 30s, and many of our cities even into the 30s here. 37 in Lebanon, 36 in York. Harrisburg never dropping below 40, 44, and then we have 40 in Lancaster, but plenty of other 30s across the state. Du Bois State College and Williamsport. This is about a 10 to 15 degree drop, so a fairly significant drop from where we were yesterday morning. And it is jacket weather out there. So 70 degrees here today. It is going to be a mild afternoon. What a swing, especially for those of you in the low 30s. That's about a 40-degree warm-up here, and that's going to come courtesy of a southerly breeze ahead of a cold front. It is going to be a mild day, and then not as chilly tonight. Partly cloudy, maybe another shower passing through overnight. But for the most part, we're not talking about a lot of rain. Now, notice here on the water vapor loop, and I've kind of drawn a squiggly line, but I want to point out exactly where this front is, and the line here does not do that great of a job with it. So hold on a second. I'm going to try to see if we can't get this line off of there. Well, it's going to be hard to do, but how about this? I'll draw sort of another line here pointing at where this front is and how it is moving. It is now moving into Ohio, and that is a boundary between some significantly cooler air even than what we have this morning, because later today we're going to get all of this warm air drawn up from the south ahead of this front. So we are going to be near 70 degrees, but you'll notice too, see this little dip right here? Behind that little dip, and you can kind of see it right there in the water vapor loop, that is some cooler air that will keep us in the 50s here for the rest of the week. Now, that front is not too impressive in terms of moisture. The leading edge of it is kind of going to swing by to our north here later today. So this is sort of this leading edge of the front. And then this secondary front here, that's what's going to very quickly come through later this week and bring us some partly cloudy skies. So there's some spokes of energy around this low. None are that impressive. You can see it is chilly out ahead of the front. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s. And there is what's called a warm tongue sticking out ahead of this front. It's really like a warm sector. And you can see it extends from Chicago into Detroit and then parts of the Ohio Valley. That is what is headed our way later today. We're going to be right in that, and that's why temperatures should be near 70. Let's play it out. We do expect highs to get into the low 70s, probably right around 70 degrees this afternoon. We will not be as chilly tonight, so no frost overnight, upper 40s and low 50s. And then tomorrow, not as warm. Precision Cast suggesting 60s on the table, and I think it is, but plenty of us are going to be stuck in the 50s the rest of the week. And the other reason why it's going to be cooler is not so much today. You'll notice today's winds coming from the southwest. That's going to help to bring us to near 70 degrees, and then they back off tonight. But watch what happens here. The rest of the week, winds are going to be coming from the west, northwest, Wednesday and Thursday. And it is going to be breezy. Winds at about 10 to 20 miles an hour each afternoon. So the breeze isn't going anywhere, and it's going to be with us here through the rest of the week. So sunny here until this afternoon, and then we get some showers to develop tonight. Now, some of these, and you can see here, like this one, could be briefly heavy, but we don't anticipate a lot of rain in the gauge. They're in and out of here tonight. And then both tomorrow and Thursday, cool, partly cloudy, breezy, just classic October days as we move into the second half of the week. In terms of rainfall, again, much like we have seen, this is not a front that's going to bring us much, if any, rain. Less than 1/10 of an inch for most of us later on this evening. So just be aware of it. And some places may get whiffed totally. The extended outlook shows very little chance for rain moving forward. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, dry. There is a coastal storm Sunday and Monday, but even that, 20% may be too much. I think that's going to stay to our south. And when we look at our rain totals here, we actually have not had that awful of an October, almost 2 inches of rain, but we should have had up to this point over 2.5 inches of rain. And that's just adding to the deficit now, which is over 2 inches. You can see we've had about 34 inches on the year. We should have had close to 37. So we get a little more shower activity this evening, but not much. It's going to stay mild. And then partly cloudy and cool here the rest of the week. It's going to be breezy Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And notice the pattern doesn't really move. I mean, even into the weekend, it's going to stay cool, dry, but cool, and temperatures staying in the 50s. And by the way, before we exit here, let me just show you the extremely long-range forecast into November, because this is the European outlook. And I think today could be our last 70-degree day of the year if we can get there. You'll notice temperatures are likely to stay put in the 50s for the foreseeable future, right into the end of the month. And even when we get a warm day, for example, to start November, that's only in the 60s. I mean, it is going to remain relatively cool here for the rest of the month and going into the first weekend of November. So a heads up on that as changes are afoot after today's warm-up. That's a look at Beyond the Forecast. Thanks so much for watching. Many of you did. I see that, and I'm much appreciative because you all are telling me your temperature outside this morning, which I love. Thanks for communicating. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Enjoy this brief warm-up. For Beyond the Forecast, I am meteorologist Brett Thackara.